We won't talk about anywhere that I'm going.
Yeah, no, we're not. जी, welcome back. एक दफ़ा फिर खुशामदीद कहते हैं. मैं ब्रेक के अंदर लॉर्ड रिस्बी से उर्दू में बातें करना शुरू कर दी मैंने, थिंकिंग कि शायद इनको पता है. एंड मैंने इनसे ये कहा है कि अब जब आप नेक्स्ट टाइम आए, मैं इतनी ज़्यादा अंग्रेज़ी नहीं बोल सकती. नेक्स्ट टाइम जब आप आएँ तो प्लीज़ थोड़ी सी उर्दू भी सीख के आएँ, और हम कोशिश करेंगे कि हम इनको उर्दू सिखाएँ. मैं यहाँ पे जो हमारी देखने वाली सहेलियाँ हैं और हम उनके घर वाले हैं, उनको ये ज़रूर बताना चाहती हूँ कि आज यहाँ पे लॉर्ड रिचर्ड रिस्बी को बुलाने का मकसद ये था कि हम आप लोगों को मुतारिफ़ कराएं इनसे, और आपको बताएं कि बाहर के मुल्कों में रहने वालों के दिल में पाकिस्तान के लिए किस कदर मोहब्बत है और कितनी ख्वाहिशात हैं उनकी, और बहुत अच्छी सोच के साथ वो यहाँ पे आते हैं. और हम सबको यही चाहिए, और हम सब बल्कि कर भी रहे हैं कि जितने भी लोग इनको मिले हैं, इतनी मोहब्बत उन्होंने दी है, और यही वो मोहब्बत का पैगाम है जो इवन हमारा मज़हब हमको बताता है कि हमें हर किसी के साथ अपनी मोहब्बत का इजहार करना है. और जो मज़हब है हमारा इस्लाम, उसका मकसद ये है कि हम पीसफुल रहें, अमन बांटें और हर किसी के लिए सलामती की दुआ करें. और यकीन कीजिए ये सिर्फ हमारा नहीं बल्कि तमाम लोग जब हम सिर्फ इंसानियत की बात करते हैं, ह्यूमैनिटी की बात करते हैं, और इसी के ऊपर हमें काम करना है. अगर हम एक अच्छे इंसान बन जाएं तो शायद अच्छे मुसलमान भी बन सकें. सो वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक टू हिम अबाउट वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट it's a very important question. Recent very dramatic incident that just happened, Osama finally got killed. How do you think this incident and his death is going to affect Pakistan and Pakistanis living here and living abroad?
Yeah. I think this is an extremely important development. If I can first of all say that the geographical situation of Pakistan is crucial, because you have Iran and Afghanistan on one side, you have two huge countries on the other side, which is China and India. So the stability, the success, the prosperity of Pakistan is very, very important in international terms. But of course, by his living here, people have believed that he's been living here for some time. It became something of a focus of attention on Pakistan. You heard about Pakistan in the context of this particular man.
Right.
Of course, that's now gone.
Right.
So Pakistan now, in a sense, will be looked at in a different way because this is out of the way.
Right.
And I think that therefore, journalists very often just write emotional and bad things about any situations, whether it's politics or any particular country. But his going means that there can be a much more objective look at what is going on in Pakistan and the huge challenges that you face and opportunities that you face. So I think this is a very, very important historic moment in the life of Pakistan.
It is, but after we heard that news, everybody who was watching television who found out was very nervous. At the same time, we were shocked and amazed. I mean, about the whole thing. What was the reaction of people there in United Kingdom?
I think our Prime Minister has said very much what I have said, that of course it does actually present an opportunity for Pakistan. He was here himself with Saeed Abbasi only 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And he's made it plain that we have, of course, very strong historic and other ties with Pakistan and our two countries, and it just enables us to kind of rebalance the relationship, because this man not being here is just very important for Pakistan's image.
I agree with you. Okay, I think a very, very serious topic we have just discussed. Here, I want to ask a very, very sweet question. You see, lately we know that Prince William and Princess Kate, they just got married. It was such a joyous, romantic moment. I think people all around the world, they were just watching their wedding taking place. I just want to ask you, we were all very happy, right? And I just want to know what that wedding meant to the people of United Kingdom and monarchy itself.
Yes. Well, the monarchy has never been more popular. 80% of the people of Britain support the monarchy, which is extraordinary. And we have a queen who has been on the throne for decades now. And she's just part of our national life. And she's an incredible person because she's never said anything wrong. She's never been wrong. But the wedding was a very joyous moment. And what Prince William has inherited from his mother, who I had the privilege of meeting on more than one occasion, is this great ability to communicate with people and have sympathy with people. And he looks rather like his mother as well. And he's married somebody who is just very charming and natural, and just everybody felt so happy about it, because the world is a difficult place from an economic point of view. We're having some economic difficulties in Britain at the moment, and it just lifted up the spirits to see this attractive young couple deeply in love with each other.
Deeply in love. I mean, it was showing. We could just see that. It was so beautiful.
And they just have this natural ability with other people. It's very special. And just everybody was thrilled.
Right, and you know what? One thing that I loved about the wedding, she was so simple.
Yes.
I mean, you know, I think here when we get married, you don't know how we look. We wear so much clothes and so much makeup. And you know, the other day I was telling all my friends through this show that, you know, we should also encourage simplicity, and we should, you know, I think that she was looking very pretty and be humble about it. Okay, here we have another call, Nadia from Lahore, and she wants to ask a question here. Assalamu alaikum, Nadia.
Assalamu alaikum, Aruj. How are you?
I am okay, good. How are you? Thank you so much.
And I think you're doing a lovely job. I love your show, and I've been following it from London, and now I'm in Lahore and I'm watching it again.
All right. She's just come back from London. Acha, you live in London?
No, I live in Lahore. I'm settled here, but I'm basically from London.
Okay, okay. Nadia, we have Lord Richard Risby. What would you like to say? What would you like to
Good
ask?
morning, Lord Risby, and welcome to Lahore. I hope you're having a lovely time here.
Thank you very much. And again, it's lovely to hear somebody who knows London very well, where of course I live.
I know. And I hope you're enjoying the lovely, lovely hot weather as well.
Anybody who lives in London always appreciates hot weather.
So you know why I like to be settled in Lahore then, don't you?
Well, of course.
Because of the lovely weather.
I understand.
My question, Lord Risby, is that how would you compare Mughal architecture to European architecture?
Yes. Well, it's
I mean, the openness, the grandness of Mughal architecture, as in the Badshahi Mosque, the Shalimar Gardens, just the comparison that you would have about the architecture.
I think what's so wonderful about Islamic architecture, whether it's in Morocco all the way to this part of the world, is the way it deploys the elements. For example, if you go into the fort, people in the summer went to a lower level where it was very cool. The construction enabled you to be cool in the very hot weather. And what is wonderful about the architecture is the way that it uses the wind, the breezes, to keep cool. Its use of light and of air is completely exceptional. It adjusts to the climate. Of course, we have a very different climate, you know, where we have to remain warm for a lot of the time. So I think it's the way that Islamic architecture has just been at one with nature, with the elements, that makes it very special. And of course, Islam had this great heritage of an understanding of geometry, of arithmetic, of astronomy. And in a sense, all of that came into the architecture. And I think that that's what makes it very special.